Folks, if you don't have Gridwise, get it now. Download the app. Seriously, they are just adding so much value to this app, constantly improving it. And the features that are already there are so extremely helpful to drivers and to delivery drivers. Now, mileage tracker, everyone should have this, right? There's obviously different mileage tracker apps out there. The reason why I go with Gridwise is because it goes beyond the mileage tracking. And I'm going to talk about a few very cool features like the automatic earnings feature, the automatic earnings tracking actually, the expense tracking, and your mileage tracking. So to start the mileage tracking, there's a little button on the top. You just toggle up there. This button is located on the top corner of the Grid HomeWise page. Start the mileage tracker to track your first shift, right? Your very first shift. Track all your rideshare and delivery miles with Gridwise to see exactly how much you'll be able to deduct from your taxes. Big one, right? So for example, in this scenario here, 1,188 miles driven in 43 hours. Earnings were 853 and expenses 165. So you're tracking and staying on top of these miles. That's very, very important. Now, the next big one I want to talk about, again, also in the Gridwise app, is the earnings tracking. This is where you actually link your accounts, right? So you have a variety of gigs that are already integrated in the app. You can see them all down here. Lyft and Uber are at the bottom here. You've got a combination of food delivery services and rideshare services. You link the gig service with the account, with the Gridwise account. Then they can actually pull the historical earnings, right, across all services, right? You link them, and then it draws the historical earnings. So Gridwise is a central hub to look over your earnings performance. This helps you make more money by easily seeing your earnings performance across services automatically, right? So you get a really good comparison of what's going on, where you're making money, maybe where you need to spend more time. I've talked about this in previous videos. Now you have it within an app. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. The third one here that we should really talk about, expense tracking, right? I don't think enough drivers pay attention to this. They go, wow, I earned this amount weekly. But what they're not really being honest about or tracking at all are the expenses. And now you can add the expenses such as gas, supplies, food, drinks, and other things that you should keep track of. This is all done on the Gridwise earnings tab. So, for example, here are the earnings, here's the mileage conducted, and now you can start adding all of these, all of this data, your car wash. And again, like for example, with car wash, do you go out and buy supplies? Well, from AutoZone or Pet Boys, you put that down there, as supplies, or do you sign up, let's say, for a monthly valet service, $30, right, which you put down as car wash expenses. But you get to itemize all your expenses, track all your mileage, track all your earnings, and then what Gridwise does is puts that all into perspective, right? Because doing that all on your own, you'd be transferring data each day. Here they're drawing the data, they're tracking the data. All you are doing is literally saying, okay, well, I spent this, this, and this. I got to plug in these numbers, right? Because Gridwise obviously does not know what you spent on the car wash, what you spent on the gas. Type it in. All of your expenses are captured, and it puts everything in perspective to you and tells you exactly where you stand. And come tax season, you want this data, my friends. So Gridwise all the way. I love the team at Gridwise. Great friends. So I support your product. I use your product. And I appreciate the new features that you constantly keep on bringing out, Gridwise. Keep up the great work. Thank you.